Normally in the past, anytime I would exercise, it was usually when I was a kid playing or PE during school. Later on in life, when I became a grown up, it was more about just being active, or because maybe I wanted to lose a little bit of weight. I wanted to change my lifestyle, maybe change my look a little bit, build a little something, put some muscle on my body. And as I got a little bit older, it was like, you know what, it'd probably be a good idea just to kind of help out with the inner workings of my body, and because it was suggested by my medical professional. But in the more recent years, I've used exercise more to raise my vibe, raise my vibration, also known as energy, my frequency. I mean, I normally here just refer to it as my vibe. It's a word that's thrown around a lot, but really it just means your internal energy. I've been doing it for a while now, the whole exercising every day. I really learned about it and got really into it maybe about a year ago when I learned and I found out that exercise would keep my vibe high all day long. Then I learned the benefits of limited food intake, diet, and that's been about 4 months. Now, the whole exercise thing, like I said, has been going on for a while now. But the reason why I didn't notice much of a change, or I didn't distract me more than what it was made for, what I was doing it for, which was to keep my vibe high, was because there was no external change. It was, my vibe is low, I exercise. My vibe is low, I exercise. It was that simple. Anytime I felt my thoughts, feelings, or actions start going low, starting to get those dumb thoughts that I talk about, I would hit some push-ups. I'd do some dips, I'd do some squats. That was it. But externally, I wasn't noticing any change. So it was a good thing that I had going on. My son, my daughter, my wife were very active. They do regular exercise. Me, back then, not so much. Then all of a sudden, I started exercising every single day, Monday through Sunday, no days off. They started asking, why do you exercise? I'm doing it for my vibe. I'm doing it because I want to keep my thoughts, feelings, and actions high. In order to do that, I need to keep my frequency high, my vibe high. So they understood why I was doing push-ups throughout the day. In a parking lot when we show up to the store. When we'd get home, I'd get on the counter or on the table, bust some push-ups. Go outside to the bench, do some push-ups there. But what happened is that when I introduced limiting food, meaning limiting the desire to eat whatever I wanted, which is also a technique that I use to keep my vibe high, to actually side with discipline and not desire. I desired to eat whatever my wife makes. She's one hell of a cook. She cooks real good. So my desire was to eat anything and everything she made and as much as I wanted. So then I learned about limiting desire to focus more on discipline, to gain confidence, which is the relationship that I have with myself, also known as self-love. I started limiting my desire. How? By limiting the amount of food that I ate, also known as a diet. But once I introduced the whole diet thing, stuff started to change real fast. Remember, this was about 4 months ago. So a couple times I would get asked, like, hey, why do you exercise so much? And I noticed that I would take about a second or two to think about it, like, yeah, why do I exercise so much? And that's when I realized that when I put the two together, exercise and diet, and my external started to change, it could get really easy to forget on why I started to exercise every day in the first place. One of the best things that I've ever done in my life is to use exercise to keep my vibe high, to keep my mind right. It keeps my thoughts, feelings, and actions right. My think game is on point. I feel good. I have this feeling inside of pleasantness, of gratitude, and my actions follow. I do the things that I have to do without complaining. What this has done is also build discipline, something that I had very little of, and I gained confidence. Confidence is the relationship I had with myself. I had no confidence. I didn't know this. So exercising every day made me realize that I had very little discipline and I had no confidence. I had no self-love. I had no relationship with myself. The one that hurt the most is figuring out that I can't give what I don't have. So because I had no love, really the love that I was giving my loved ones wasn't really real, wasn't really there. Once I gained confidence because I built discipline, I started pouring it on to my loved ones. They knew now how much I loved them because they saw how much I loved myself. So remember, if you hop on and you start exercising every day, which I recommend to keep your vibe high so your thoughts, feelings, and actions are high, so you build some discipline and gain some confidence, and you do that same technique where you exercise every day and you limit your desire to eat, you get on that diet. It's a very simple, easy diet. There's nothing complicated to this. It's very basic. It's very easy. You're going to see a lot of progress real fast, but be very careful to not forget why you exercise every day and why you're dieting every day, to keep your vibe high. Remember, any questions, leave them in the comments. Let's get it.